What is going on, everybody? So today I want to share with you guys a Red Sea Nano aquarium at a customer's house that has a decent amount of fish in there, but I want to add more and I want to get your thoughts on what fish I should add to the tank. Now we're going to be making an addition to the aquarium today, which I'll show you right now. We are going to grab this little yellow clown goby right there. The customer's been wanting this fish for a long time to go into his little nano tank. And you can see there's a Cuban golden basslet right next to it. These guys have been sharing the same tank, no problems. And they're finally done out of quarantine, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that little guy. All right, so I just bagged him out. I got him in the specimen container. And the reason why I like clown gobies so much is for the fact that, like, when you have a smaller aquarium, you only have so many choices, so much selections of fish that you can have. So I really like fish that stand out, and this clown goby definitely stands out. That bright yellow just cuts through, and you know, you might as well have some really bright fish if you're gonna do a smaller aquarium, since you can't have those big pronounced fish. I'm also gonna be bringing some peppermint shrimp to a customer today. So in this tank with all this caulerpa, macroalgae, and aptasia on this rock, we have a bunch of peppermint shrimp in here, and we keep this tank a little bit more natural style, just to make the peppermints feel at home, and we have a lot of aptasia in here for them to munch on. So I don't feed this tank because I really want the peppermints to kind of focus on eating that aptasia. Now I bagged up the peppermint shrimp. That was not easy because these guys are super small and they turn translucent, so it's even harder to see them, but they're all bunched up together in that corner. So before we get to the customer that has the Red Sea Nano aquarium, we have to stop by another customer's house because we have to put these peppermint shrimp in there to take care of some aptasia. So let's head there right now. All right, so I'm at our first job right now, and this is the customer who needs a peppermint shrimp. I'm gonna go inside and show you guys why and kind of what I've been dealing with. Now, I just recently did a video about this tank where I had to catch a Melanoris wrasse out of it, and that was a whole to do. Check that out if you can. But we had to literally break this whole tank down a couple of days ago, and now it's up again, and the tank looks really good. I'm really happy with the way the tank has turned out. But let's go ahead inside and let me show you guys the tank. All right, so here we are at the customer's house, and this tank I just recently had to redo because I had to get a Melanoris wrasse out of it. And the reason why I had to get the Melanoris wrasse out of it was because I wanted to put these peppermint shrimp in. So I didn't want the Melanoris wrasse to kind of go after them. But I'm putting the peppermints in because we have some serious aptasia problems. You can see one right there. They're all in the sand right there. They're also on the rock if you look closely. Right there on the rock as well. Big ones too. Now I don't think that these peppermints are going to be able to take care of these big ones. I'm going to have to get in there manually and deal with that. But all the small ones, and there's a bunch back there too. All those small ones at least I can try to get rid of with the peppermints, and then maybe work on getting the bigger ones manually by hitting them with some F-aptasia or some type of chemical like that. I don't know if we should put a fish in here. What do you guys think? Should I put a Klein butterfly or something like that? An aptasia eating filefish? Do you think that's an option? Maybe we do that temporarily to help with the aptasia. I don't know, but there is a good amount of it in here. And look at this, all in the sand back here. Yeah, there's a good amount of aptasia. Well, anyways, the reason why the aptasia has become such a problem, it's fine with the soft corals. It seems to be okay with that. But we lost a whole colony of hammer corals because the aptasia was stinging it so badly. So we had to take the whole colony out of here because it was just getting abused by aptasia. You know, stuff like the toadstools and stuff, they seem to be able to deal with the aptasia sting a lot better. Obviously, the rock flowers seem to be doing. Zoas will end up struggling if they get encroached by a aptasia. So yeah, we're gonna be having our work cut out for us because we really need to get rid of this. And hopefully these little peppermints can do it. They're a little bit smaller than I wanted, but like I said, if we can keep the smaller aptasias from getting too widespread, and I can at least find the bigger ones and take care of those manually. But there's, a lot. I want to get this tank looking good. Oh, this is another reason why it's always good to quarantine your corals and set up a coral quarantine tank, because you want to be very careful with what goes in your tank. And we can see right here in that colony of eagle-eyed zoas, there's a aptasia right in the middle of it, which is causing them to kind of close up. And if that's not taken care of, slowly this colony of zoanthids will die. So my question to you guys is, what would you do about this? Would you get rid of the Aiptasia manually? Would you add peppermints? Would you add nudibranchs, Bergia nudibranchs? Would you add a fish? What would be your suggestions for getting rid of this Aiptasia? Now keep in mind, all those options, vary in cost. But now that we got rid of the Melanoris wrasse tank out of here, it opens us up to a lot more options. The tank looks beautiful like this, but slowly if those Aiptasias take over, they're gonna start killing a lot of this coral and making it look bad. So we're gonna let these peppermints out right now, and hopefully no fish have any desire to go after them. Come on, buddy, there you go. And there they go, in the tank. So they're in there. Hopefully they'll color up a bit. Oh, it's hiding behind there. They're so small, it almost looks like the Aiptasia could eat them. So yeah, a little smaller, but it's hard to get peppermints nowadays. But they'll grow and they'll, scavenge throughout the tank. They'll grow quickly. All right, so here we are at the customer's house, and I'm really excited to show you guys this tank and all the fish that are in it. It's still a work in progress, but let's go ahead and go inside and take a look. All right, so here we are at the customer's tank, and the first fish we have here is a little sailfin molly that's been in there forever. He's really cool to have in this tank because he stays out all the time. He's always out in the water column, which is pretty cool for a smaller tank to have fish that you can actually see. And let's just take a look at some of the coral. We got some beautiful star polyp, which I'm gonna have to manage because it's starting to grow all over this rock. We have a toadstool right there, rock flower anemone, rock flower anemone. You can see the cleaner shrimp in the background. A bunch of Kenya tree, which I'm gonna have to start getting rid of. Got a bunch of these pallies, which I'm gonna probably start taking out. Then we have a leather coral down here. Some clove polyps growing. I want to see those clove polyps grow a lot more, so I'm gonna have to definitely work some of this invasive stuff out. And then over on this side, we have really nice zoas colony that's growing, which I'd like to see more of that. I'm gonna grab bigger colonies of zoas from the shop and add them because I like to see more zoas in here. I like to create space by getting rid of some of the more invasive stuff, the Kenya tree and the star polyp, and putting more space dedicated to zoas, and get rid of these pallies and substitute them with zoas. Got another really pretty rock flower anemone right there on the rock. And I love this mushroom. Look at how beautiful that is. Amazing color on that thing. And then we have this little sponge growing on the bottom, which is really cool, bright orange. Helps filter the tank and just looks cool. Then right there, oh, we just saw it. We had the other clown goby that was back there. And then up here we have a trima goby. I love these guys. Another fish. It might be hard to spot because it is so small, but it's perfect for nano aquariums. And they're pretty much like, just like to hang out in a corner or something like that. They're always visible, even though they're small, but that's a really good fish. And I'm gonna go ahead, speaking of, we have this really pretty big blue Discosoma. And there's a lot more fish in here, but they're hiding. And then we have our newcomer right here in the bag floating and acclimating. And there's another trima goby right there. There's two of them in here. The rest of them are hiding under this rock, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get some brine shrimp and we're gonna feed them, and then maybe they'll come out a little bit more. They're a little bit spooked. All right, so we're gonna pour some of this food in there and see if we can't get the rest of the fish to come out. And I can show you guys what exactly else is in here. So we have a mask goby over here. There's a couple of mask gobies in here. There's another one towards the back there. Another great fish for a nano aquarium. Oh, look at this. We got a prawn goby coming out. Oh, and a firefish. I didn't even remember the firefish was in here. But there's a prawn goby. You see him right there? Beautiful fish. Oh, such a cool fish. Look at the color on that thing. Amazing. There's a neon goby. Yeah, everybody's hiding. And then we have the other clown goby right there. Yeah, everybody's coming out now. It's unfortunate that little nano fish always like to hide. That's why it's very important to kind of scape your tank in a way that you can try to see them. This tank's probably a bit bunched up.
and there's just too many places for them to hide. Nice. I honestly, because of the fact that, jeez, dogs are so... So I was wrong. There's like 4 mascobies in here. You know, the thing with having such a small tank and so many and fish that hide so much, it's really hard to get an idea of how many fish are in here. But I'm trying to now by feeding them. I think I'm going to feed them a little bit more so we can kind of get an idea of what else is in this tank, because I really need to get a count, because I need to know if I can add some more. I think we're almost at the point where we're full. Oh, and then we get an emerald crab right there and a conch that's climbing up the wall there. That's pretty cool. I believe we have a total of 11 fish in this 20-gallon tank, and they're all relatively small, so I think we can get, I'm hoping, like 4 more fish in here. I think we could easily do that, just because everybody seems to be getting along pretty well. So they've seen each other and they're getting along, so that's a good sign. You got the bigger one, bigger clown goby to the right, and then the smaller one to the left, but they were just together, so I'm really glad to see that. I was a little bit afraid of aggression, still might happen, but they seem to be getting along just fine. And this tank is doing all right. I want to add some better corals, get rid of some of the, like I said, the pallies and the Kenny tree, and add some better corals. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think we should add in this tank, because it just, I don't know, it's kind of boring. And what other fish? I want to add 4 more fish in this tank. Let me know what kind of fish I should add in this tank too, because I think 4 more here and we're tapped out. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate any comments or any suggestions you guys have. See you in the next one.